Hey guys, good afternoon. Very lovely to see you today. Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridget. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well today. If you have not yet subscribed, you've been watching, I haven't subscribed, or this is your first time or stumbling on my channel, please subscribe. And if you hit on the bell sign, you get notification every single time I post a video. Thank you so much. So today, guys, I want to talk to you guys about a very interesting subject that I've been wanting to discuss for a while now. Respect yourself.
Even we have done our best. If we are not doing it again, mommy has done it.
Listen to me, to the glory of God. Yes, listen to me. I'm calling the names. Please. I have no.
They must do it. You must be fair. You must be fair. This is Africa. Please, be fair. Let the man must do it. Please. 25 years.
It actually happened a couple of weeks ago, and it's concerning this very matter of polygamy. Now, I'm going to read it out to you quickly, the statement that was put out by the woman, and then I'll talk to you about the issues involved. So, it's regarding a man that died in Nigeria. His name is a very popular man. He was quite successful. His name is Dr. Ajayi, and he was a doctor. Now, he passed away apparently since 2020, and they only buried him in February 2021 because of issues. And what are these issues? Issues regarding polygamy. So he was married, had I think 5 kids. The man was the owner of the first very famous hospital in Lagos called First Foundation Medical Center, and he apparently died in April 2020. And they couldn't bury him until, like I said, February 2021 because the family were in a tug of war. They were actually in court over the death and the burial of this man. Now, the legal battle was launched by the man's wife, his only legal wife, according to what the children are saying. So the legal wife launched the legal battle saying that she is the only legal wife of the man, but they've been separated for over 20 years. Now, the woman, the late Dr. Ajayi had another woman who they claimed is not legally married to him, that they were companion. This is according to the court papers that were filed. And they said she's a companion, but she calls herself a wife. She is somebody that some of you will probably know. She was a beauty queen in Nigeria in the 70s. Her name is Helen Prest-Ajayi. Apparently, the first wife was married to the man for over, they were married for over 40 years, but, they separated after 23 years of marriage. So they've not been living together after their first 23 years of marriage. But they were not divorced. And according to what the family is saying, the man was still involved with the first wife. Like when the first wife's father died a few years ago, he was there in the burial. He did everything that an in-law is supposed to do. So they said, even though they were separated, that they were not divorced. And they have 5 kids and, quite successful kids at that. They say 2 of them are doctors, medical doctors. One is a professor, one is an engineer. So, well-to-do children that, that are doing well in their various professional capacity. Now, this second wife or this second woman that I say is the one that they drag to court now. She has 1 child for him, and the child is 22 years old, and they were together for 25 years. Yeah, but the family is saying that they were never legally married, that she is a companion. You see the beauty of polygamy? Okay, I'll quickly read out the statement that was put out by the so-called companion, or who you might refer to as the second wife. She was the one that was with the man as at the time he died. Don't forget that they were together. They were living together, carrying on like husband and wife for about 25 years. For 25 years. So after the man was buried, there was a drama that happened during the burial. And that is why I wanted to use the opportunity to really talk about polygamy, because some of you who've been here on this platform know my feelings about polygamy. I hate, if there's another stronger word, and hate is not a word I use very loosely. I hardly hate anything, but if there's anything that I hate in my life, it's polygamy. So I will come to my feelings about this and my thoughts about it in a minute, but let me read out the statement that she put out. She said, "This is the first day of Lent." Yeah. I hope I can read this clearly because I haven't got my glasses. "A time for spiritual healing and cleansing. This will be my last word on this matter. It was never my wish to talk about the passing of my late husband, Dr. Prest-Ajayi, on social media, despite the fact that during the 10 months period from his death on April 26, 2020, I was accused of buying him by his adult children and their mother after spending 42 days in St. Nicholas Hospital by his bedside and dragged to Panti police station, then to the coroner's court, and then to the high court," she wrote. The first wife and the children were dragging her to court, she said. First to police station, then, coroner's court, and then the high court. She said, "I am grateful to God who delivered me from all these false accusations and gave me victory to bury my late husband in the manner he deserved. I want to express my gratitude to those men and women of God praying for me during this trying period," she added. "I am also grateful for the unflinching support of my family and friends all over the world who stood by me, even the apricos propagating me to stardom. Throughout the 10 months period, my sole focus and objective was to ensure that I give my late husband a befitting burial in accordance with his status as an icon in the healthcare field in Nigeria, which I am happy to achieve in this honor. Love is all at the heart of everything in life, for God so loved the world, and God is love." And the interesting thing about this is that the obituary she posted, I want you guys to take a look at it. The interesting thing about this obituary is that she said he survived by wife, and she put her name, Helen Prest-Ajayi, and then children. She put the 3 children. I think 2 of them are probably from her first marriage, because their surname, Tiffany Davis, Ella Davis, and then she now put her own, the one that she had for the man, Oluwatimilehin Ajayi. I'm not sure if she did this for only her family or her friends. Maybe the other people did their own too, because when there's a lot of wahala in burial like this is what tends to happen. Everybody will do their own thing. Even the Ashobi, you can tell that they were not wearing the same thing. Now, why did this become a topic? Why were people talking about it on social media? And this was about 2 weeks ago. It became an issue because when the man was being lowered, after they put him on the grave, they were going to put sand. The traditional rites of pouring sand is by seniority. So normally the wife did it, and she passed the shovel, but the second, the companion, or the one they call companion, or the second wife now, this is the Helen Prest, came forward to take it. But the senior child of the man, that's the man's first child, wanted to take the shovel, so they were dragging the thing between themselves, who will go first. And people, of course, recorded it and put it on social media.
Everybody will do. Respect yourself. Even we have done our best. If we are not doing it again, mommy has done it.
Listen to me. To the glory of God. Yes, listen to me. I'm calling the names. Please. I have
No. They must do it. You must be fair. You must be fair. This is Africa. Please, fair. The demand must do it. 25 years.
So, of course, fighting in a barrier is like fighting. The one they fought in court before, now they are fighting, like seriously fighting again, dragging shovel by the barrier ground. Of course, people will talk about it. Now, men, this is solely in your courts, because it is men, it's only men in Nigeria or, Africa as a whole that have that prerogative to marry 1 wife, 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives. Some even go as far as 6, 5. Women, we don't have that luxury, sadly. I think it's unfair, but that's the story for another day. Anyway, the point is that the argument here is that the children are saying that this woman who says she's the father's wife that organized the burial and everything, they took her to court because they were saying that they do not understand the circumstances that led to their father's death. But she's claiming that he was sick and he was in hospital. St. Nicholas is another very massive hospital in Nigeria, in Lagos specifically. And that he was there for a long time. He was ill until he died. I mean, he wasn't like he's such an old man. He was only, how old was he? I think he was 60. Yeah, he was 68 years old. Only 68 years old. So, now, he came to burial. And the reason why most of all this always takes place is all this fight is always about, entitlement, property, inheritance. Who is going to inherit who? And I sincerely pray that this man has a will, because if he doesn't, it's not going to be easy. Just imagine how difficult it was for them to even bury him. And that's why I say, guys, men, this is only in your court, too. It's in your court because as you lay your bed, so you lie on it. Men who go into polygamy, I know for a fact that they don't always live as long as men who are in monogamous marriages. Number 2, when you have a home whereby you don't reconcile your home, whether you have another wife, maybe you were married before, you're no longer with your first wife, and you have another woman now who is living with you, and you don't reconcile that relationship in terms of settling the current wife to make sure you married her. Because the children are saying, and she didn't deny it, although this woman, this Helen Prest-Ajayi, says she is a wife. But the children are saying, where is your marriage certificate? Our dad never divorced our mom. They were only separated, but they never got divorced. And so you could not have married him legally. Now, there are other ways that people marry in Africa. It might not be church or registry. But they are saying that the man never married. So I'm wondering, for a woman, this woman was Miss Nigeria in the 70s. So she was a beauty queen. So I think she's smart enough to know that living with a man for that long without having that certificate, if anything happens, you are not protected, you are exposed. I think we've had this discussion before in this platform where I was saying to women, if you live with a man for 100 years, yeah, if you are not married to that man legally, it might be Olewu, it might be very dangerous for you if anything happens. If the man dies or anything happens to him, are you protected legally? I don't think so. Now, the argument people are saying that for a woman who is been with the man for 25 years, she's his wife, marriage certificate or no marriage certificate, that's one school of thought. The other school of thought are saying that if you be with the man for 100 years, as long as you are not married, and the man is still having a relationship with with his legal wife, like he's still going to see her, he has a relationship with his children, they just don't live in the same house, then you have no stand. That wife is still his wife. But she's not taking care of him. She's not taking care of that man. And she's not lived with him for over 20 years. So, who is who? You see the complexity of this relationship. Now, they were dragging. The children said that they don't know how the man died. And, how is he going to be buried? They see the wahala. Imagine fighting at the graveyard. Argument at the grave. The most sacred place in this world should be the grave, where when somebody is being laid to rest. If you don't have peace in your life, at death, you will not have peace again. Just imagine. But who caused this? Who caused it? It's the man. It's the man. because he just left. It's like he left. And this is one thing I find happens repeatedly in Nigeria, that you see men here, even if they are educated, they are very successful, they've done well in businesses and everything, doesn't mean that their personal life is organized or their personal life is sorted. Sometimes they still die and they leave such a mess behind. Now, the children of this man, 5 children, they are all adults, from his first marriage or from his only marriage, according to the children. They are saying that the Helen Prest has hid the death certificate, that she didn't bring out the death certificate. And without the death certificate, there are certain things that you cannot do, especially when there are legal issues or there's a will. They need to go to, they need to go to court for anything. The only way that you can prove that, okay, this man died or this is the cause of death or whatever, is to have a death certificate. So there are so many allegations and counter allegations in this matter. That's not the main cocoa of the gist. The main cocoa of the gist is the fact that for women, I think some of you out there who live with men that you are not married to, I think you can learn from this. A lot of, when I say this, people come from America and say, oh, in the state of California, common wife, in the state of Florida. Please, we are Nigerians. I'm not talking to Americans. I am talking to my fellow Nigerian women. I'm not even talking to fellow Africa. I'm talking to Naija. If you are in Naija, it's you I'm talking to. You are not an American. Even if you have the citizenship. When the chips are down, you are in Naija, you are a Nigerian. So it's you I'm talking to, because you know the man that you are living with is a Nigerian too. That's those who are living with Nigerians. So you are not married to them. You are living together. You are, you are doing things together. You are building together. You are doing everything together. You think it's your husband. You keep calling him your husband. This is what this woman has done for over 20-something years. This is why I'm wondering, for 25 years, this Madam Helen Prest-Ajayi has been calling herself Mrs. Ajayi, but they were never married. Now, it is not me that is going to say whether she's wife or she's not wife. But when there's no legal, there's no ceremony, there's no legal documentation, no marriage certificate, nothing, not bride price even, then how do you prove? Because even with bride price, yeah, you can marry traditionally, but in the court, I don't know. Because as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, they don't give marriage certificates for traditional marriages, as elaborate as they are. They are the most elaborate and the most expensive. But where I come from, certainly, I've never heard that there is a certificate they issue that you are married. The only place that they issue marriage certificate is church and registry. So, if you are living with a man, yeah, especially if the man is wealthy, then you better make sure, sis, that you're taking care of yourself. That you're not just loving and getting carried away in the title of Mrs. when you're actually not a Mrs. You need proof. Evidence. Evidence is cocoa. That piece of paper, it sounds like it's a very flimsy thing. It's not important, but legally, it might just be what will save you. Because this woman now, let's not discredit what she has done or her contribution to the man's life. 25 years of living with someone is not a joke. So she's taking care of the man. She's cooked for him. She's looked after his well-being. She's made sure that he's okay. She's loved him. She's shared a bed with him. They have a child together. But, I don't know. How is that going to stand in court? That is what I'm thinking about, that this family, because if they can drag her like this, you heard what she said. They dragged her so much for, burial. Then imagine what will happen. The man has a massive hospital. In Lagos. It's called First Foundation Medical Center. I'm sure it's got a lot of properties. It's got assets everywhere. Because these are people that have been doctors since God knows when. So he's well-to-do. He's an icon in society. He's a recognized man in Nigeria. So where does it leave her? Now she went to do obituary and she didn't even put the man's children. She put her own children from her first marriage and put the only one she had for the man. So does it mean those are the only children the man has? The man has 5 children. Or if you want to deny that the woman that, the first wife is no longer his wife, that you are his wife, are you still going to deny that he's not the father of his first 5 children that he has? I don't think that makes sense. Anyway, For you brothers out there, I'm just going to end by saying, please stop making a mess of your personal life. I know sometimes mistakes happen, you know. Even with your best laid plans, sometimes relationships fail. For whatever reasons, things happen, life happens, relationship will fail. It's not all relationship, no matter how you try, that will work. But make sure that, you know, everything is neat. If you are divorced, if you know you want to divorce her clearly, so that the new one that you are with now will know that she's married. She will be confident with her full chest to be calling you her husband, and knowing that she's not just saying it because it's husband of mouth, just mouth husband, but that she's really your wife. Don't put women in this situation whereby they will, when you are gone, they will now be fighting your other family. Like, you have family here, you have family here, you have family here, and then your extended family. Then everybody will now be fighting. They'll be fighting each other. How are you going to rest in peace if that happens? Okay, let's say that this Dr. Ajayi loved this woman, Helen. They were together for 25 years. Is this really what he wants to put her through? She's no longer a young woman now. She's old. She's advanced now. See the stress. Just look at the stress. Wow. I'm just going to leave it here, my dear people. Let us try and, you know, even if you make mistake, yeah, make sure you correct those mistakes, for goodness sake. And you sisters out there that are living with men, you claiming wife, while you are not legally married. A lesson for you. I hope you take something away from this video today, because this fight can get really, really messy. They will go spiritual. People will enter juju. They will fight with everything they have when it comes to issues like this. Don't forget, the man was the only thing that was joining them together before. Now the man is gone. He was the glue that was keeping the peace before. So this woman is here with her children. This one is here with her children. Now the man is gone. All gloves are off. All gloves are off. Are you ready for that? You know, I wish you the very, very best. But a stitch in time, they say, saves 9. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I want you to leave me your thoughts. Are you from a polygamous family? Or do you know someone who's experienced polygamy? What is your feeling about polygamy? I know a lot of women are still very open to it. Even in this part of the world, I was shocked. The other day we did a topic about it. The number of women that were said polygamy, I cannot believe it. But you know what? Until you experience it, when you go into it, then you will come and testify. Yeah, it is better for you to be single than to be married to a married man. Trust me, it's not the best. It's not. Polygamy, for me, is a no-no. Anyway, leave me your feelings about polygamy, especially regarding this situation about wealth, assets. Did your father die and left many wives? Were they assets? Were they fighting? Have you ever seen a situation like this before? I'd like to hear from you guys in my comment section. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I shall speak to you in my next video.